And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. Today is July 11th, 2025, 7-Eleven. No? Free Slurpee Day, folks? Bing, bop. We'll take that if that's the case. So, free Slurpees potentially today, so go get yours while you can, while supplies last. I'm your host, Saint Nick, folks, and we got a great show for you today. Alrighty, today on the show, you already know, breaking down the not the MLB. Shout out baseball, but we're not breaking that down. We'll bet on it. Shout out our Discord, $100 bet every single day, and we give away the winnings. So join the Discord, folks. $20 a month, $3,000 worth of sweat-free bets. It's a no-brainer, but it's seeming like it's a brainer by all the few sign-ups that we have. So shout out to everybody. But today on the show, breaking down the NBA, the NFL. We got the summer league kind of tipping off yesterday. We had not tipping off, but we had Bronny James, Cooper Flags. We'll break that down. Some NFL stories we got to get into, and we're going to be a little optimistic today. All right? Are y'all ready to be optimistic? Because I know y'all are usually pessimistic. Y'all are usually Debbie Downers, but we're going to be optimistic today. All right? This is our year. This is our team. We can all cash in if y'all just listen up. So get ready to be optimistic, okay? I'm going to beat it into y'all. I'm going to beat the optimism into y'all. Alrighty, but before we start anything, let's check our two daily topics that we got to get an update on. Our first one is our man Antonio Brown. Is he still fleeing the country, wanted for attempted murder? What do we got? Alrighty, now, tweets out a few hours ago. Him and his family, they're on a boat, and these were his kids. We kind of saw a few days ago, he posted a picture of some kids on a flight, and we were like, we're hoping those are his, and it seems to be they are. So look at Antonio Brown, a family man, and y'all want to lock him up. Unbelievable you guys are. Here we go. On July 9th, he posts this video.
200 to put on my socks. I got a ball. How could I not? 200 to put on my watch. This is me.
A little rapid, and I kind of like it, with the caption, I'm 37, bold enough to begin again, wise enough to do it better, brave enough to do it on my own terms. Yeah, I like that. It's never too old to begin again. I mean, motivational speaker Antonio Brown, folks, it's got a nice ring to it, I won't lie.
Oh, how could I not?
So, Antonio Brown says, hey, attempted murder, these charges, all this nonsense. I'm going to start over on my own terms, and I think one of the terms is out of the country. One of the terms is I'll be out of the country while I'm doing I'm doing this. All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. I mean, shout out, what was that, 2 Chainz? Is that 2 Chainz? Shout out. Tweets out yesterday, I love my kids, with them all hugging each other. Shout out. Once again, a family man, and y'all just want to see him in jail. And then he posts Yacht Day yesterday in a live video, this seems to be. Ooh, Antonio Brown. And I believe the same outfit that he potentially fled in. That kind of Adidas jacket with the green sleeves. I think this may be his only outfit that he has now since he fled the country, potentially, allegedly. So it's Yacht Day for Antonio Brown and his kids yesterday. I mean, this shit shows good parenting to me. Oh, yeah, this is definitely not in America. This is definitely not in America, you could tell. You could tell by the buildings. Looks like Dubai, Abu Dhabi. So he's definitely not in the country no more. I think this is determined. We might have to watch the video, folks. It's 36 minutes long, but I might have to watch this. Might have to watch this, get some more clues on where in the world is Antonio Brown at. It ain't Carmen Sandiego, folks. It's Antonio Brown. Where is he at? Looks like he's potentially filming a promotion for some cryptocurrency. So watch for that. A lot of cameras on the boat. So maybe it's not just yacht day. Maybe it's work day. A working father putting his kids on a boat, a yacht. Your Honor, I think he's not guilty. Antonio Brown, I'll be your counsel. I'll be your lawyer. We'll get you free. So watch out for Antonio Brown, folks. Here it is again. Yeah, hopefully the kids are off the boat at this time. Hopefully at night the kids are off the boat when the women come out. All right, maybe Your Honor. So shout out Antonio Brown. Still out there. Still doing it big. I mean, damn. Look at them all twerking on a boat. On a Stephon Diggs. Who's got the pink Molly? Who's got it? I mean, they got good music taste, I will say. I'd vibe on this yacht. I could vibe on the yacht. Get me on the yacht. I'll sell out. I just want to sell out, folks. I'm sorry. I'll tell y'all right now. I just want to sell out. Antonio Brown, I'm willing to sell out. Give me a call. I'll meet you on the yacht. Alrighty, so that's our update on Antonio Brown. He was on a yacht with his kids. That's where we're at, and it does not look like he is in the United States anymore, which we kind of figured. All right, the second thing we got to check on is our daily Polymarket topic. Who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns? We've been tracking it, and Kenny Pickett is shooting up again today. Why is that? Why is he shooting up? We kind of last saw him at kind of 20%, but now he's kind of floating up to 31 currently. 31% to be the starter. Joe Flacco at 44%. So once again, people are truly buying into the Kenny Pickett sweepstakes. We can kind of rule out that he's not going to go play with the Saints. We're seeing the Tyler Shuck value increase. So we assume he's going to be the week 1 starter, kind of the starter for the entire season. So Kenny Pickett still with the Browns. And it seems like they're truly taking it seriously here, folks. And I don't get it, but that's where we're at currently. I would stay away from betting Kenny Pickett. Once again, I think it's going to be Joe Flacco just because, once again, he gives you the best chance to win right now. If you want a project, if you want a potential upside, then you might as well just play one of your rookies. I don't see any logical sense where you play Kenny Pickett. What does he do better than Joe Flacco? And does he have a higher ceiling than Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel? I don't think so. The hands are too small, folks. It's too small. It's very concerning. It is. When you see the picture, side-by-side comparison, it's very concerning, folks. So, Kenny Pickett, I mean, all right. If you believe, I would bet it. It's good value right now, 30%. All right, so those are the 2 daily topics we just had to stay up to date on. So now let's head over and get into the show. And before we get into the NBA, let's touch on the UFC very, very quickly because it does seem like we are going to get the Jon Jones-Aspinall fight. What we've all wanted. Jon Jones potentially ducking him, retired, had to vacate the belt. But the whole, once again, UFC at the White House, it's seeming like it's definitely going to happen. Talks are sounding good. How Dana's talking about it. How kind of all these fighters are hyped for it. The response by the public is pretty good. I haven't really seen anybody speak out too much about it. So it's seeming like it's going to happen. And then we get this by Jon Jones, a quote here, which once again tells us he's interested and engaged and not going to pull out, because that's what I'm a little nervous on, that maybe Jon Jones pulls out at the end. But what we're hearing, it's not the case. And we get this by Jon Jones says, quote, that he's found a reason to fight again here. Quote, "For me, it's about the opportunity to represent America at the White House. I don't care who I fight that night. I found my reason why. That's what I needed. Something that was more than money. Who knows what the future holds, but the moment I heard Donald Trump's announcement, I started training again." So, Jon Jones found a reason to fight. He says he needs a reason more than money. Okay, all right. I don't really believe that, but all right. As long as we get to fight, you can say you fought for whatever damn reason you wanted to, John. So get it done, train, and let's see if he knocks out Aspinall on the White House lawn. Ooh, what a photo that would be. Alrighty, now let's shift gears to the NBA and truly get the show started and give it up, folks. Give it up to the man, baby. And we all knew this was coming because we saw Chet Holmgren get paid a few days ago. So obviously, next in line was Jalen Williams and bink, bop. There goes Oklahoma City All-NBA star and champion. Jalen Williams has agreed to a 5-year maximum rookie contract extension that could reach a whopping $287 million. So absolutely well-deserved, an absolute dog, a great teammate. He had that 40-point performance in the finals to get him back on track. So absolutely congratulations to Jalen Williams. Once again, he's slowly becoming my favorite player in the NBA because he's not drama focused. All these people wanting to air their trauma and their disappointments and who they're always mad at and why they're always upset. Blah, 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 blah. No. We don't get that by Jalen Williams. The man, almost breaks his wrists and still out there hooping, doesn't say a word about it. A true dog. I mean, playing through that wrist injury, still dropping 40 in the finals, not a peep, still all about the team, not all about himself. So absolutely love Jalen Williams out here and definitely deserve that contract. We see the video of him talking about the injury. This is out. It's on his YouTube channel, I believe. But he talks about the injury. He talks about the wrist injury and when it occurred and how it occurred. And he was like saying, this was, this was an injury Kobe had and he ended up playing through it. So I knew I could and all that. He's getting shots after every single game, multiple tape jobs. So the arm, the wrist doesn't hurt too much. And once again, we really never heard a peep of it, which I don't love because I think that needed to be on some sort of injury report, and it could have been, but it wasn't a story that ever came across my desk. But at the end of the day, didn't make it a big issue, ended up winning the finals. The man's a dog, and the man's a true hooper, and we absolutely love Jalen Williams. So one more round of applause for $287 million. Ooh, love it. Alrighty, let's keep going on here. We get a quote here, and this is, kind of, talking about what we've been talking about, the past few weeks and, kind of seeing and talking about that, not everybody always buys in and we're hearing everybody wants to make everything a story and all this, blah, blah, blah. We're hearing about the reporters, interfering in the games with their sideline interviews and in-game interviews, during game interviews. It's very annoying. And, this is what we get by Ricky Rubio on the culture of the NBA. Ricky Rubio, shout out. He says, quote, "I never fell in love with it. They've turned the NBA into a show, into a business. In the locker room, you hear nonsense like, what kind of car do you drive? That won't make me a better person." So, we hear this all the time by international players when they come overseas and all that. They say kind of, EuroLeague basketball and overseas basketball is harder than the NBA. We hear this from these players. We hear from Luka. So, definitely big culture disparity between, the United States and literally any other country overseas. I don't got to tell you all that. So, once again, just drives the point home. We gotta truly start turning this back into the sport. Stop with the business side. Okay, look, all right, I know we got to get the money. Okay, but we got to take the business side out of it. Okay, the business side, the collusion side that we're hearing in the NFL right now. Yes, got to start taking that away. Let's just have it be the sport. Okay. Let's stop having these players have a podcast. If you want to have a podcast, okay, but don't make that your focus. We're hearing all these basketball players now wanting to be streamers. Even Giannis said it to his wife. Hey, I'm going to be a streamer now. Kyrie Irving wants to be a streamer. Kyrie Irving does not care about basketball anymore. I'm telling y'all. He doesn't. So, that's why we love this Thunder team so much. Because they love basketball and really only basketball. They don't want to be, celebrities or superstars outside of this. They just want to go and hoop. They're not even drinking. We saw it after the game. Nobody knew how to pop the champagne. They're like, all right, what are we going to do now? We just won. Okay, whose house are we having the kickback at? I mean, that's all they really want to do, and rightfully so. I mean, get out of here with the interviews and the questions and blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to do hood rat stuff with my friends. I'm just trying to hang with my boys and maybe smoke a little herb and hang out and chill and decompress, okay? Maybe play a little video game action, all right? That seems like what these basketball players today want to do, and hey, why not? What else is there to do? Everybody makes a big deal of things to do, folks. But I digress. Once again, just let's get back to sports. Let's get back to competition. Yes. Shout out Ricky Rubio. And as we say that, yes, this right here, I love it. We all know that the OKC Thunder, once again, all team, they all buy in. The towels after the interviews, after they win a game and they're interviewing, the whole team goes and then they put on the towels and all that. Well, folks, it's so infectious. It's starting to drip down to the summer team, the summer league team for the Thunder. Because they did it yesterday. After they get the win, the whole team is there for the interview. They're putting the towels over the player getting interviewed. This is Thunder culture, and I absolutely love it. We hear everybody in the media saying, oh, it's so lame. The tight bond that the Thunder players have is so lame. Ooh, it's so embarrassing. Look at them being this is embarrassing. We're hearing Nick Wright say this, folks. It's truly clownish to say that. This is what it's all about. The team, the camaraderie. We did this together, and it all paid out. We're celebrating each other. Not ourselves individually. The team, the success, the work that we all put in to enjoy this moment right here. And that culture is dripping down to the summer league, where, it's kind of a little cutthroat out there, all right? Hey, we're all trying to make the team, all right? There's not a lot of roster spots. We just saw them pay Chad and Shea and Jalen Williams. They're not moving off of them. They're not moving off the other Jalen Williams that they just paid like $30 million to. So this could be a little hostile, like, ooh, we're all trying to look out for ourselves because we need to be that next player up and we're trying to make the roster. But no. Not here. Not in OKC. No, sir. They're about the team, and I absolutely love it. So shout out to SGA, shout out to the entire Oklahoma City Thunder for setting such a great example that is starting to trickle down to the Summer League team. I applaud thee. It's not lame. Knock it off. This is what it's about right here. And it's so good that we're starting to get the Spurs kind of to do it. The camaraderie. So watch out for the Spurs this year. The entire Spurs team is in Vegas, on the bench, on the sideline here, watching their Summer League team get after it. Just once again, great camaraderie, a show of respect, a show of unity from top to bottom here. So watch out for the Spurs, folks. And Greg Popovich was saying this. Hey, I better see every single one of y'all. I'm not the coach anymore. I can dictate a little bit more in the front office now. I better see everybody there in Vegas. Also, it's in Vegas, so you don't really got to, bribe these players to go there. They're like, okay, yeah, a week in Vegas? Sure, yes, I'll be there. You want me to cheer on the team? I'll be the biggest cheerleader. And then I'll be at the casino at late night, baby. So absolutely love seeing this. Shout out to the true leaders of the NBA. Gotta love it. All right, and speaking of Summer League, let's talk about the game last night. The highly touted Lakers Mavericks. Bronny James, year 2 versus Cooper Flag, rookie. And it was a close game, but they all both kind of stunk it up. Unfortunately, they both kind of stunk it up. Mavs ended up winning 87-85. We had Bronny James for the win, folks. 15 seconds left. Lakers down 2. Bronny James says, I'm taking this last shot. Clear out. Stuck at the 3-point line. Hezzy launches the 3. Bricks at the back of the rim, and they ended up losing. So Bronny James, not quite like his dad, because his dad would have hit that. LeBron James is clutch. Don't get it twisted. But Bronny James, not great. Not great out there. Shot 25%, 1 of 6 from the 3. Woof. Oh, big woof. 8 points, only 2 assists. And his big focus that we've heard from him himself is that he wants to kind of be a defensive demon out there. But, -3 on the floor when everybody else in the starting lineup, plus 11, plus 16, plus 14, plus 10. Not great. Not a great look when you're -3 as one of the starters out there. And a 2-point loss, and everybody in the starting lineup is like 10 plus 10, or plus 10 plus. You get it, folks? So very not great by there. We do get this by Bronny James real early on, first quarter. Putting the D against Cooper Flagg and doing a pretty good job. I didn't like the foul call on it. I thought this was clean defense by Bronny James. Pretty good here. I thought he got the steal, but ref calls the foul, the reach on Cooper Flagg. And once again, this was Cooper Flagg's first game, and nothing crazy. I mean, he took a ton of shots, 21 shots total. Second most on his team was 14. Second most in the game was 16, so he was really putting him up and not really hitting him. 0 of 5 from the 3, 5 of 21. I mean, he shot 23%, folks. Very not good. Very not good. 10 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block, doing it all on the floor. A -1 in a 2-point win. But once again, first game, we're not going to hold it too much over Cooper Flagg. We want to see, honestly, more out of Bronny James, year 2. We've seen that Bronny James beefed up a little bit. We saw that kind of big dunk the other day. But this no 3-point shot, it's not going to get you any playing time. I'm going to tell you that right now. So really going to have to focus on the defense. Going to have to, once again, get better, because what we saw yesterday, not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. So, good game overall. Fun to watch. Mavericks get the win. Cooper Flagg, we'll see if he settles in. Once again, I mean, very, very young. He was a freshman in college and then decides to, come into the league. So a lot of pressure on the young kid, and we'll see if he can rise to it. Alrighty, and then the final thing to talk about here is I don't know if I can stress this enough, folks, truly. Sheesh. We get this during the coverage of the Summer League. The discussion about Giannis comes up, and we got a panel of Shams. We got Udonis Haslem on the panel. And Udonis Haslem says, oh, no, Giannis is 100% staying, kind of quoting the evidence from the video that we broke down with Speed. Him saying, oh, yeah, I'll probably be here for the rest of my career. But we broke down the body language. I don't think he's staying, kind of scratching his knees, doing it while saying it. Scratching his nose. Yeah, I'll probably be over there. Switching the topic, getting Speed to actually look off in the distance, not just be changing the topic, be like, hey, look over there. This is what that is. So I'm telling y'all, I'm no body language expert. I was a private investigator, so I know a little something. I will say that. But I'm telling y'all, Giannis is leaving. And there's only going to be so much that he can put up with and deal with Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers will force him out at some point. He'll run him out because Doc Rivers is so atrociously bad at coaching. So, we get this here by Shams. Look at the body language of Shams. Once again, breaking down body language. That's all we're doing here. No, it takes by fans. We're breaking down everybody's body language. So this is Udonis Haslem in the distance saying, yes, Giannis is going to stay 100%. He doesn't think he's going to leave. Look at the way that Shams looks.
He's finally come out and
Shams looks over at him, kind of nods his or shakes his head like, meh. Got a big old smirk on his face. His eyes are glistening. Look at that. He can barely contain that smile. Look at that. So, I mean, I think it's 100% clear as day. Giannis will get traded. We can search it on Polymarket. Once again, it's great value to say he won't, or to say he will get traded. And once again, I do like the Heat as a viable option. So 88% right now that he will not get traded. 88% will not get traded. So if we bet no, if we buy no, not traded, which means yes, traded, not traded, no, double negative, cancel out, he will get traded. We could buy that 20 cents on the dollar, folks. So if we buy 500, we walk out with the total of 1,500. Triple in the money out here, folks. Well, you double the money, then you get your money back. So it's great. It's great value, folks. I don't know if I can stress this enough. I think this is immense value that we can all take advantage of. Of all the body land, now we don't know when he will get traded. Will it be before the season? Will it be during the season? Will it be completely after? Like, I don't know when this ends. I don't know if there's an official end by this. Oh, here we go. This is estimated end date, October 22nd, 2025. So will it be traded in, during the early season or all that? But I'm kind of saying yes, folks. I'm kind of saying yes. And once again, we've heard the Heat when they were, potentially talking about Kevin Durant and all that we heard that they were saving for another superstar. Potentially a younger superstar of why they weren't kind of going all in for Kevin Durant. Because we got Giannis potentially going all in for. And no disrespect to Kevin Durant, but if we can get a younger star, we're going to get the younger star. You know what I mean? So, folks, last call for value. I'm going to hit the button again. Giannis is getting traded. Bet it however you can.
For value.
Shams knows, I know, and Speed knows, folks. Are we all wrong? I don't think so. Alrighty, here we go, folks. Now, that's all the NBA we had to cover for today, so now let's shift gears to the NFL. And let's start here because the next 10 have been unveiled of the NFL top 100 players of 2025 heading into 2025. Now, we saw that James Cook was 89. We shouted him out yesterday on the show, so let's shout him out again. Love James Cook, one of the best running backs in the league, one of the most underrated running backs in the league. Now, on Twitter, there is a little trade scenario going on involving the Bills and Washington. We know that James Cook is a little upset about his money situation. He wants more money. The Bills say no. Washington, Scary Terry wants more money. Washington says no. And there's a little bit some proposals thrown around. James Cook for Scary Terry. Potentially straight up, maybe you throw a pick in there or something. Pick swap. But, I kind of like it for both teams. I hate that they're throwing away great talent, but James Cook on that Washington team, beef up their running game a little more. We like Brian Robinson Jr., shout out. I love Austin Eckler and the dual threat, but James Cook would easily be the A1 tier 1 running back on that team. And then for the Bills, you give them that kind of A1 tier 1 receiver. We love Khalil Shakir. I'm a big fan of his, folks. I mean, Khalil Shakir can be the number 1 on that team, but we're talking Scary Terry at the end of the day, so let's show a little respect. Plus, you've already got Ray Davis back there. Josh Allen likes to run, so you don't need James Cook. That's kind of what they've been saying. We don't need this great back, this wonderful back on our team because Josh Allen, he's good enough, and we got Ray Davis. So it'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind the trade, but I think both teams win in that scenario, and they're both great talents that you swap for each other, so I wouldn't mind it. But back to the top 100 here. James Cook coming in at 89, so we love that. We get Andrew Van Ginkel coming in at number 88, and that's absolutely, I mean, I love it. Andrew Van Ginkel, big dog. Never highly touted or highly talked about as a Dolphin, really came in and worked his way up. Then he goes to Minnesota, still eating a constant dog on that defense. And once again, no drama, no all about me, just puts his head down and goes to work. So shout out to Andrew Van Ginkel. We got to shout him out here. I think Quinnen Williams is kind of dropping a little bit overall. He's number 87. We get Laramie Tunsil at 86, who's highly touted as one of the best offensive linemen in the game. He's dropping. We get Kyron Williams at number 85. We shouted him out earlier.
Yeah. Run it away. Hey.
Heard you. I heard you loud and clear, but then you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard I figured you changed your mind.